I want to do this.
Yep.
In the spirit of the NFL division or conference championship weekend.
Yep.
I want you to give me your Final Four NBA prediction.
Got it. I've been looking forward to this here. For starters, Denver, best team in the West right now. I've absolutely loved watching them. About to have the 3-time MVP. I said it, as much as I don't like watching him play. It's kind of just something I've come to peace with. My second team, a young, scrappy, up-and-coming team, a team that's hungry for some wins, and they'll get there, the Memphis Grizzlies. I legitimately think that there's a world in which they could win the finals.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think who's to say if they get hot, who's stopping?
The finals winner's coming out of the East this year. I'll say it right now.
I agree with that as well. And I think it's going to be the next team I mentioned, the Boston Celtics. They have been absolutely lights out this year. In my opinion, and I think most people's the best team in the NBA. There really haven't been any low points for them. There's not even that much good things to say because it's just we've just come to expect at this point. My fourth team, Milwaukee, you can't underrate them. But with that being said, when I looked at the East, I turned to you and I said, there are 3 teams in the East I say should be a lock for the Eastern Conference Finals. If you haven't already guessed, that third team, Philadelphia 76ers, led by, I think, in my opinion, the second best big man in the NFL, NBA, not including Giannis. I think of Giannis as power forward versus a center.
You think he's worse than Jokic, Embiid?
Yeah,
I think Embiid over Jokic all day, personally.
You would? I disagree. I think Jokic is just. I think he does more for his team, and that's why.
Yeah, maybe, but I think he has to do more, and his team also doesn't go as far. But and it's kind of like what I was saying last year, how there were like 7 teams in the East last year that were like, oh, they should win a series. Then the more and more I thought about it, it's like only 4 can win. So I see that. I'll start with the East because I think that Boston is going to be one of my teams, and I was really high on them last year. But something in my head says when you start that good, I don't know if they could really keep it up, even though I don't see a reason why not. But Milwaukee, honestly, is my lock. I think they're going to make it to the NBA Finals. I still trust in them. But preseason, I said Philly's a real team to watch. But really, my team, I think, to really watch, that was my third best team in the East, and I think there's a chance that it ends up being Brooklyn versus Milwaukee. I think Brooklyn can make some noise and upset the Boston Celtics. They've fallen short in previous years. I think this might be the time they get it right, given that Kyrie's actually committed. KD's playing really well. Their role players are doing decently. And it's not like a big 3 where there's so much controversy. It's just like they're playing solid basketball. And if Kevin Durant, when the playoff time comes, can play like Kevin Durant, and if he could outplay Jason Tatum, which I don't think he will, but I think he has a chance to, and a good chance, they can definitely get past Boston. So I think Brooklyn actually has a good shot.
I mean, I think it's fair. I think that they have a ton of talent overall, but I've noticed just overall, they get really hot and they get really cold.
Yeah.
Like I think at one point they were on like a 16-game win streak.
But
that.
You know I'm always going for the high ceiling, and I think that ceiling actually can happen. In previous years I said it won't happen. This year it could. But I'm sticking with Milwaukee. We still haven't really seen a fully healthy Milwaukee team, and Giannis was looking great when he was out there. But I want to get to the West, because in the West, Denver's obviously, I'm going with them. When I'm looking at Denver and Boston, the team I'm more confident, this can sound crazy, in like me being, if I had to put money on one of them to make it to the conference final, I'm putting that money on Denver. I've been confident in them all year.
Just because the East you think is more loaded?
The East is more loaded, and honestly, I just think
fair.
they're consistent. But my other team really came down tough, because I think Memphis is the obvious choice. I think they are a scrappy team. I said before the season,
They're just hungry. They're fun to watch.
Yeah, and I said before the season, I had them beating Golden State in a series when they play. And I think Dallas is a team that I actually have written down. I told you I was going to pick because I love them. And they were able to upset, I think, the Clippers it was last year to make it, or it was the Nuggets, to make it to the Western Conference Finals. But how about this? I can pull this out of nowhere. I'm hitting the reverse card of my preseason prediction. The Golden State Warriors, last night, when I was watching that game, where Steph Curry was keeping them in it all night, and then he got ejected because Jordan Poole made a mistake, but Jordan Poole made it up and got them that win against, was it Memphis? I think the Golden State Warriors, they might be the team. I mean, they might be the team. They bested Memphis last year in the playoffs. They bested them last night. And I said before the season, I'm going to have Memphis beating them. I think the matchup has a high possibility of happening, while Dallas might be matched up against Denver and lose then. I think Golden State, with Klay Thompson playing better than I ever thought he'd play again, with Steph Curry being the same Steph Curry, Jordan Poole stepping up, which I didn't know if he would. This Golden State team, although they're the 9 seed, genuinely, I think, might be the second best team in the West.
Here's what I'll say. Last year, around this time, eerily similar, you picked another 500 team to make the finals, or at least make a run. That team's the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
So therefore, I have to give you respect on this Warriors take. With that being said,
the only thing is the Boston Celtics had never made it to the finals. Tatum wasn't proven in the playoffs. This is like, I feel like every 10-year-old out there is like, Curry's going to light it up and they're going to make it. So it's not that out of the woodwork, but I think every time I watch the Warriors and they're healthy and they're playing a good team, they seem to have what it takes to still hang in the game. And in the playoffs, I'll take the track record they have against Memphis.